back here with another banger. So this is the type of cliche bullshit that you motherfuckers want. So I'm gonna give it to you. 5 ways to create healthy space in your relationship. And I've noticed it is a fair conversation. It is a fair thing to have. And I know a lot of guys don't necessarily understand this aspect of their relationship or even understand this facet of relationship dynamics when it comes to creating healthy space and having healthy space and understanding that healthy space is the way to longevity in a relationship, and it's definitely necessary. And some people don't understand that having healthy space is a key to a relationship, especially when one party in the relationship knows what they're doing and the other one doesn't. You could be taking healthy space deliberately, and then your partner may think that you're neglecting them, or you may be doing things in a relationship that is, counterproductive. And that's not always the case. That's not always the case when it comes to that. I'm sorry, guys. There's something funny in the background and funny looking, and I saw it and it reminded me of something. but but yeah, so these conversations need to be had at first, right? Preferably at the beginning of your relationship, where you understand and things are established that you are not just always going to be on this person 24/7. Any rational person understands that you can't hang out all the time and you can't be together all the time. But with that being said, these conversations do need to be had, and a healthy space is definitely important. And I think that this is one of the reasons why you'll find in a lot of relationships that, and you can see this a lot online, where women find themselves losing feelings or falling out of the love, and that whole honeymoon phase, it kind of dissipates. That's not normal. It's not supposed to be like that. The honeymoon phase is not supposed to dissipate. If you speak to a lot of older couples and hear a lot of older couples talk, they'll say that, well, not having sex is just something that happens over time. You just stop having sex, and you just stop making love, and then you'll get it when you're lucky, or you'll get it every once in a while. No, you fall into this aspect of your relationship because you don't understand relationship dynamics. That's not normal. That's not how things should be. And that's not how we want things, and that's not how we're going to have things. Because when you're a part of this family and you're a part of, my team, we're going to educate you properly. So these discussions need to be had. Me time is definitely necessary, right? And you need to establish that. And even if you have to fight for it, like, for example, if you're saying that, well, I'm going to the gym, and I know guys that got married. I was speaking to one of my boys the other day after I came from Juma and I was at the masjid. He was like, yeah, I had to stop going to the gym because I'm like, dude, you gained a lot of weight. What's going on? He was like, my girl thought I was cheating every time I went to the gym. I'm like, what the fuck? That's crazy. And it's absurd and it's ridiculous. And those are some of the things that you need to fight for. I'm like, listen, if you don't like me going to the gym, then I don't know what to tell you. I need to go to the gym. I can stay on the phone with you. I can put a phone up somewhere, which I think is ridiculous and you shouldn't do. But this was a religious man that I was talking to. So I'm not saying that he's the most righteous, but understanding relationship dynamics doesn't exceed religion, right? Religion does have a path where you follow. So certain things aren't supposed to be done, but certain things you can't compromise. So understanding from the very beginning, me time is necessary, and women will cry and complain, but it's like the little kid that, he knows he can get over with mommy, but he's not going to get over with daddy, right? It's like if a little kid falls on the ground and you say, oh my God, are you okay? And they start crying because you give into it, you feed into it, versus if a kid falls and you look at him and say, all right, get up. And they look at you for confirmation, they get up because you don't make a big deal out of it. So they understand that it's not a big deal and they get up. And this is how you have to treat that when it comes to personal space and time. Now, number one, as we just said, as the example that I said, the number one way to get personal space is gym time. Now, the importance of having personal space is so you have this basic concept of your partner missing you. I think one of the biggest flaws is guys speak to their partner all day, throughout the day, And it always goes this way. Now, there are exceptional relationships where that's okay and it can work out, but more cases than not, it's not. That's why divorce rates are so high. There's a higher percentage of divorce rates. That's why so many people, marriages fail. So when you're at the gym, go to the gym. Now, I understand some people go to the gym with their partner. Now, unless you're helping your partner with something, work out on your own, right? And the gym time should be time for you, time to focus, time to do what you got to do, a break, right? Because one, when you're doing that, you're allowing your partner to miss you, you're allowing your partner to escape from you for a while, and and this way they're not going to hear from you. And I would advise so much so, even when you go to the gym, even if you get a text message, right? If it's not something important, it's not something that needed to be responded to right away, ignore it. Wait a bit. Wait until you leave the gym, right? Sometimes if it's a call, if it's something that's an emergency, okay, cool. Then you can answer. But other than that, you don't need to. Now, if you go to the gym you go to the gym with your partner, okay, do your own thing. You pass by, you talk to them, whatever, but do your own thing. Pretend that they're not there and work. You need that healthy space. And then also when you're in the gym, that can create a lot of good anxiety, right? There's other women at the gym and now they're worried. But if you're not doing anything, then you have nothing to worry about. So it's not something that you should be super concerned with. That's number one, the gym. Number two, game night, fight night, or anything of that sort. So there's a lot of times where there's fight night, and I'd be maybe watching the fight with my brothers, usually my brothers and my cousin, sometimes friends, especially if it's like a big fight, a big pay-per-view fight. That's like the Super Bowl of boxing. So we go watch these fights, and it's like a boys' night out. And that is the time for you to escape, especially if you live with your partner, or if you're married and you live with your partner. That's the time for you to escape. That's the time for you to get away. That is time for you to say, hey, I'm spending time with the boys. Give me my space. And yeah, you get texts here and there, but listen, these crazy obscure insecurities and crazy you know, irrational things that you guys come into arguments with about this stuff, it shouldn't be happening. Oh, who are you with? I'm going with my boys, right? And then even when you're there, if you're the type of guy that's not, really into the confrontation, send them a picture. Hey, with the guys, or you can FaceTime. Oh, here's my bros. We're just watching the fight. All right, bye. Call you back. Simple. Simple. If you're that kind of guy. But if you have some balls, you'd be like, yo, I'm going on my boys. I'm going on my brothers. Going to watch the fight. And you can turn this channel on. You can Google it and see the fight is actually on. And this is what we're doing. So game night, whether you're watching a football game or you're having game night, whatever the case may be, you need that time to yourself. And this is healthy space. Another one, visiting family. Visiting family for a few days, maybe visiting family for a few hours. Sometimes that is super necessary also, right? And that time away spent is time that is going to make your partner miss you. That is time that's going to make your partner, just really, when you get back, they're going to really miss you and they're going to be on top of you. And that space, especially in a long period, is going to allow them to appreciate you a little more. I think one thing that we don't realize is a lot of the times where things become repetitive and things become very routine, they get taken for granted. So when you take that space and you take that long space, your presence is appreciated once again, obviously, because you're not going to be having sex. You're not going to be all up under that person, especially if you're a loving type, you're the lover boy type, you're in the face all the time. So now it's like, hey, damn, I missed him. Damn, he's not here to smack my butt or annoy me or whatever the case may be. Oh, damn, I got to take out the garbage on my own. I got to do this. I'm scared or whatever. So your presence is going to be missed. So, even if it's a boys trip or something like that, then you could take that as number 4, going to on a boys trip, right? I've been on boys trips. It's been a while. These motherfuckers ain't never got no money. But it's been a while since I've been on a boys trip, and the boys trips can be fun. Now, if you've cheated before in your relationship, you might run into some problems with that because the trust may not be there. But boys trips are definitely fun. Boys trips is definitely another way of creating space, and is another way of, allowing your partner to miss you once again. And it's taking a break. You can miss them too. Remember, when you're spending time apart, this allows them to miss you, allows them to, just want to be around you more. So visiting family, and boys trips are definitely good. Now, Another one, and this is a very basic one that can be great, is when you're at work. Understand your time at work is your time at work. When you're working, you work. Uh, me, me being a fighter, when I'm at work and I'm at the gym. Oh my God. Yes. When I'm at work and I'm at the gym, I can't necessarily text and call because my hands are tied up literally. Like I have hand wraps on my hand, I have gloves on. I'm exercising. If I'm not punching the bags or punching someone or punching the pads, I am not able to be texting, let alone calling. It is a very focused time. And sometimes people get taken for granted, and when you get taken for granted it's because your presence, you're so easily accessible. And then we look back in time, why relationships last a lot longer is because they didn't have cell phones, they didn't have text. If I want to call you, I had to go find a payphone or a landline, right? So that time of missing me was very inevitable. I didn't see you all day. Now you can appreciate me a lot more when I come home. So when you're at work and you're working, do not text. Just leave the text. You can text every once in a while. You can maybe answer a call and you break some time, but sometimes don't. Sometimes don't text. Sometimes don't call. Especially if you're used to doing that. That change in routine is gonna be like, oh damn, like you don't miss me. Are you cheating? What's going on? No, I'm not. Baby, I'm just working. That's it. I'm just working. And you being able to do that will set you aside, and they're going to think that something's changed, and they're going to appreciate you more. And then that lack of, attention is going to compensate for something else in your relationship. And it's going to look like them wanting to spend more time with you. So these are the top 5 ways of creating healthy space. And understand, remember guys, once again, creating healthy space is very crucial because it is one of the keys to a long-term relationship, right? LTR, a long-term relationship, and it is one of the key components to making somebody appreciate you, keeping that honeymoon phase, right? Obviously, you have to have ups and downs, highs and lows, but this is one of the contributing factors, right? And you got to understand that if you're not around all the time, you're not going to be taken for granted, right? It's like your ability to drink water, right? Water. Nobody's really thinking about that shit. That's water. It's all around. But if you go to a third world country where they're damn near drinking mud and they don't have a clean source of water, they're very grateful for it. Very grateful. So just remember that and keep those, very rudimentary points in your mind and understand that creating healthy space is definitely good for you.